Hello friends, how are you today? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to our yin practice for today, which will be focused on giving some love to our posture, our shoulders, as I'm sure most of you out there have a tendency of rounding the shoulders forward and kind of having the head come forward as we are all so much on our phones and at our computers or reading. So this is all about just opening up the shoulders, giving a little awareness of where to hold the shoulders and our head in a correct position that supports our posture. I won't be using any props today, but if you would like to bring yours in, you of course can do that, okay? Our first pose is going to be a half dragonfly pose. We're going to extend that right leg all the way out. Left heel comes in to the groin. And then we're going to bring that left hand back behind you, coming into half bind, and walking that hand as far over to the right hip as you can. If it won't come all the way over to the hip and it's just at the low back, maybe you tuck your hand in your pants just to give the support of really holding that left shoulder back and down. So we're focused on opening up the shoulder rather than it rounding forward, right? And then we're going to come into a side bend. So bringing your elbow to the leg or maybe to the floor, depending on where your flexibility is at today. Making a fist, letting your head rest here on the hand. And then notice your posture if the upper body is rounding forward. We want to bring the upper body back, rotate that left shoulder back and down, and then find a place where your head gives you a little bit of a neck release or a neck stretch. So that might mean you bring the chin a little bit more forward without sending the chin out like a little turtle, and to keep the head back. And then finding this pose, coming to your stillness here. Relaxing your jaw. You may also feel this in that left side, lower back and hip. I'm just sharing a little mantra with you if you find yourself getting distracted with thoughts. When I'm consciously aware of where I've drifted off to with my thoughts and I can pull myself back, I like to just tell myself, I don't need to think about that or this right now. Let it be. And then taking a breath. And on the exhale, just letting that thought go. And just bringing yourself back into your body. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Let's take a cleansing breath. Big breath in through the nose. Send the breath all the way down the left side, lower back. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Releasing your half bind. And slowly bringing the upper body back up. As you come back up to center, let's just take a pause here. Let the shoulders soften, relax down the back without rounding forward. Take a cleansing breath. Good. Opening the eyes, bring your right foot in, and now from here we'll take a twist over to the left. Right hand to the left knee, left hand back behind you. Really focus on bringing that left shoulder back and the shoulder blade down. And then the same with that right shoulder. Notice if it kind of wants to come up by your ear. We want to gently give it some weight to go down. Think of always trying to send the shoulder blades to the ribs. Lengthening up nice and tall through the spine, all the way up through the crown of your head. Letting up on the grip in your hands, especially in that right hand. One more breath on this side. Slowly untwist, coming back to center. Rest your hands on your knees. Sit up nice and tall. Let's take a little shoulder roll. You're going to roll the shoulders up to the ears and then roll the shoulders back and down, plugging those shoulders down. Again, thinking shoulder blades to ribs. Notice the head. If it wants to reach forward, pull it back. And just noticing how the left shoulder feels to the right. Maybe you feel some heat in that left shoulder. Let's take one more breath here. Opening the eyes. And we'll make our way to the other side. So extending your left leg out, right heel in. Coming into your half bind with that right arm. And then bending over to the left. Probably definitely feel a difference from one side to the other. This is definitely my tighter side when it comes to the half binds. And once you get settled into your pose, allow yourself to be still, breathing in and out through the nose. Slowing the breath down. Relaxing your jaw, your facial muscles. Three more breaths. Cleansing breath into that right side lower back. And releasing your right hand with control. Slowly bringing your upper body back up. We'll pause here at the top. Let the shoulders soften. Take a cleansing breath. And bringing that left leg in to meet the right, easy seated pose, right into your twist over to the right. Left hand, right knee, right hand back behind you. Roll that shoulder, right shoulder back and down, as well as the left. Sitting up nice and tall. Release the grip in the hand so it's not so tight. And taking nice, slow, deep breaths in and out through your nose. One more breath here. Untwist, coming forward. Taking a pause, taking a moment to check in. Noticing how the shoulders, the upper back feel, how you feel. Take a cleansing breath. Opening the eyes. And now coming into our full version of dragonfly. So sending the legs out to the side. Good. And we're going to do the same thing coming into our side bends with the half bind. So we're going to bring that left arm back behind us. And then we're going to bring that right elbow either to the leg or to the floor. And again, we want to make sure we're not rounding forward. We want to bring that upper body back. Bring that left shoulder down, shoulder blade towards the ribs. And finding the position for your head here. Maybe you have the chin closer in towards the chest or extending the head forward without overextending the neck. And settling into this pose for your body. Coming to that place of stillness. Inviting in softness. Softening in the legs. Softening in the upper body. Your jaw. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Cleansing breath. And releasing your half bind. Bring your left hand to the floor. And we want to engage our core here as this is a pretty deep side bend. So just slowly bringing your upper body up. You can engage your core, press into that left hand. Bring yourself all the way back up to center. We'll take a pause here. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. And making our way to the other side. So bringing that right arm back behind you, half bind. Coming down onto your left elbow to the floor or resting the the arm on the leg. Just make sure if you're have that left elbow to the floor, that it doesn't put you in a position of the upper body rounding forward. I'd rather you be up a little higher so you have more space to be open to uh, opening the upper body up. So this side's a little tighter for me, so instead of bringing my elbow to the floor, I'm kind of rested on my shin. Little quick check in with the shoulders. Notice if they're kind of hunched up by the ears. Draw the shoulders down from the ears. Breathing in and out through your nose. Taking one more breath here. Releasing your half bind. Bringing that right hand to the floor in front of you. Engaging your core. Press into that right hand to help bring the upper body back up. And let both hands come to the floor or to your thighs. Take a pause. Bring the shoulders up to the ears. Roll them back and down. Sitting up nice and tall with softness. Cleansing breath. And opening the eyes. Very nice. Bring the hands underneath your knees. Bring the legs in. And then from here, you're going to thread that left foot underneath the right. You're going to bring that left heel towards your right hip. And then your right leg's going to cross over the left thigh, making our way into another seated twist. Left elbow is going to come to the right knee or tricep to the thigh. And then you're going to reach that right arm up nice and tall. And then exhale, bring that hand back behind you, hand to the floor. And then you can just let that left arm kind of just fall down or keep it upright. And we want to draw that right shoulder back and down, sitting up nice and tall. Trying not to force too much of a deep twist here, even though this left arm might be really snug into that right leg. I don't want you to like crank yourself into this deep twist. More so, we're focusing on just opening up that right shoulder. And we'll take about 7 slow, deep breaths here. One more breath, big breath in, big breath out, untwist, coming forward. Good. From here, we'll make our way into cow face pose. So stacking that right knee over the left as best as you can. Maybe it's here, maybe bring it to the floor. And then we're coming into our archer arms. So we're going to bring that left arm back behind us and then walking that left hand up in towards the middle of your back. And then reaching our right arm up and dropping that right hand back behind you. And we're doing our best to walk the hands, the fingers towards one another, maybe clasping fingers. If that doesn't work, you can always just hold on to your clothing. We want to gently press the elbows back. Make sure your head doesn't come forward. Draw the head back. Think of lengthening up through the crown of your head, nice and tall. Curl your tailbone under slightly. Relaxing your facial muscles. Finding some softness in the shoulders. Slowing down your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. And let's take 3 more breaths here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly releasing the arms. Release the legs, send the legs out in front of you. Give them a wiggle, give them a shake. Good. Bring the legs into an easy seated pose. Before we go to the other side, let's take a few shoulder rolls, bringing the shoulders up to the ears, back and down. Do that 2 more times. Good. Take a pause here. Take a cleansing breath. And then making our way into our twist to the other side. So right heel to that left hip, left foot over the right thigh, bringing that bicep to the thigh and reaching that left arm up nice and tall, lengthen up nice and tall, and then bringing that left hand down to the floor behind you. And gently, gently draw that left shoulder back and down. Breathing here. Last breath. Untwist the upper body and coming into our cow face pose on this side. The left knee over the right knee or in its position for you. And then this time, bringing that right hand back behind you, walking that right hand up towards the middle of the back and reaching that left arm up and over, trying to meet the fingers together. This side's definitely a little bit more challenging for me. My fingers do not touch. So just holding the hands here. Again, you can clasp onto clothing if you need that support. Gently drawing the shoulders back. Curl your tailbone under slightly. And then just pausing here in stillness, breathing. One more breath here. Slowly release the arms. Release the legs. Send the legs out in front. Give them a wiggle. Give them a shake. Come back to an easy seated pose, resting the hands on the knees, on the thighs, sitting up nice and tall. Taking a cleansing breath. Just taking a moment to check in with your posture. Check in with the shoulders. How are they feeling? And checking in with yourself. Take a cleansing breath. Opening the eyes. Let's make our way onto our bellies. Good. From here, you're going to extend your right arm out to the side. Bend your left elbow, your left palm comes to your mat or to the floor underneath your shoulder. And you're going to bend your left knee. And then we're going to roll over onto our right side, bringing that left foot back behind the right leg. And then letting your head rest on your mat here. So deep shoulder opener here. And if you'd like to come into this a little deeper, you can come into a half bind with that left arm. So bringing that left arm back behind you. Relaxing the jaw, the facial muscles. Of course, being mindful of any possible injuries that you've had in your shoulders or your neck. And taking 3 more breaths here. Cleansing breath. If you are in your half bind, bring your left arm back in front of you, palm to the mat. Lower that left knee down and then extend that left leg. Roll onto your belly. And then we'll come into a T position before we go to the other side. So just extend both arms out to T. Bring your left cheek to your mat and rest here. And now making our way to the other side. So right elbow is bent as you bring that palm to the mat. I'm going to scooch myself over away from the wall. Good. And then you're going to bend your right knee, roll yourself over onto your left side. Right foot comes behind the left leg. Resting your head on your mat. It might just be like that left temple to the mat. That's perfectly fine. And maybe you bring in that half bind with the right arm back behind you. And one more breath here. Coming out of your half bind, lowering that right knee towards your mat, extend the right leg out, come back into that T pose. This time we'll bring the right cheek to the mat and just rest here. And one more breath here. Bringing the hands in, and we're going to shift on to our back from here. So if you're on a mat, you're just going to scooch over to one edge of your mat and then roll yourself over and make your way into the center of your mat. As you get here, bring the knees into your chest, taking the knees nice and wide, press down through your shoulders, take a few rocks side to side. Good. Holding here, squeeze the knees in, releasing the low back. Take a big breath in, big breath out. And then lower your right foot to your mat, extend it all the way out. And then we'll come into a twist. We're going to bring our right hand to that left knee, guiding that left knee all the way over to the right, trying to stack the left hip over the right hip. And then we're going to open up that left arm out to the side. Draw that shoulder down, maybe looking over to the left. Also drawing the right shoulder down. Relaxing your facial muscles, jaw. Softening here in this pose, in this twist. One more breath here. And if your head was turned to the left, bring it back to center. Bring that left arm all the way over to bringing the left hand to the left knee. Hug that left knee in as you make your way back onto your back. Bring in a big squeeze as you hug that knee in. And then bring your right knee in as well, rocking side to side. And then lowering your left foot to your mat, extend that left leg all the way out and coming into your twist on this side. Left hand guides that right knee towards the floor, stacking right hip over left, opening up your right arm out to the side, palm facing up, and letting the head fall to the right if that feels good. Taking a cleansing breath here. Inhale through the nose, fill up your belly. Open mouth, exhale. Bringing your head back to center. Right hand to the right knee. Hugging that right knee in as you make your way down onto your back. Left knee comes in as well, rocking side to side. And then lower your feet down, making your way into Shavasana. Kind of wiggle those shoulders and shoulder blades down your back. Taking a cleansing breath to allow the body to decompress on that exhale. Letting those shoulders completely soften, surrender all tension and stress that they may have been carrying. Let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale through your nose. Send the breath down as far as you can. Think of sending the breath all the way to the toes. Open mouth, exhale with a sigh. Inviting in some movement. Wiggle the fingers, the toes, the wrists, the ankles. Taking a nice lengthening stretch. Bring the legs in together. Point through the toes. Reach through the fingers. Inhale. And then exhale. Bring your feet to your mat. And then bring the knees into the chest, hugging the knees and taking a few rocks side to side. Rolling over to one side and then pressing yourself up. We'll make our way into a seated pose. Let's take one last shoulder roll. Inhale, bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, bring the shoulders back and down. Pausing here, hands resting on the knees or on the thighs. Checking in with your posture. Checking in with how you're feeling. Take a cleansing breath. Let's bring the palms of the hands together while we still keep those shoulders rolled back and down. Beautiful posture here. Taking another cleansing breath. Closing our practice in gratitude. Thank you so much, beautiful friend, for taking this time for you, for taking this time to improve your posture. I hope this practice served you well. I hope you leave feeling like you're just feeling so much taller and with your heart wide open, with the shoulders rolled back, and wishing you a beautiful rest of your day and week ahead. Namaste.